The OC Double Trouble Animation Challenge is officially over. We had a great 7-hour-long marathon stream where we succeeded in reaching our donation goal of $1,000 for the Trevor Project, which is fantastic. Huge shout out to everyone who donated, and an extra special shout out to all of the participants of the OC Challenge. We couldn't have had such a successful stream to raise that money without everyone sharing their cool original characters with each other. As of recording this video, I'm still working on making everyone's chibi versions for their OCs.
I'm doing it as fast as I can.
So if you participated, keep your eyes peeled on your email, that's where I'll be sending them to. Also, I'll be posting them in batches on Twitter, so that'll be fun. But now's the time to decide on the winners of the OC Challenge. I tell you what, it was not easy narrowing things down this year. So many people did such amazing jobs. I really struggled to try to choose. So much so that I've categorized the winners into 10 different criteria. That's right, there's 10 winners for the OC Challenge this year. Let's not dilly-dally, time to announce the winners. First things first, the popular vote winner. I've already announced this winner during the Trevor Project stream. Everyone was allowed to vote for their favorite animations, and the winner was Gunther Gunther. Congratulations. Well deserved, I'd say. Anzu and Silas have really standout designs, but don't feel too busy or anything. They also perfectly complement each other, utilizing orange and black with blue and white. The song Sweet Dream adds to the romantic, turbulent emotions presented in the animation, and it's a really dang catchy song too. And the animation itself is gorgeous. Gunther has a fantastic sense of color, lighting, and shading, and she uses those elements to really elevate the drama and creativity of the piece. It's a tad abstract, but the viewer can still clearly tell the relationship between these two is the central conflict at play. Like I said, well-deserved congratulations.
In darkness, bring me brightness, show me proof that...
Next up, winner for the category, Best Character Sheet. Each year I've prompted you to play around with the creativity of how you jazz up your character sheets, and you all really stepped up your game this year, but one person stands clearly head and shoulders above the rest.
Home is where you are.
Like, come on, I have to give this to them. She animated the character sheet. That's so clever. And also, it's clear while watching the animation, Viper Darkness had a lot of different ideas on how to portray Abraxas and the Dark Totem's personalities, using multiple different audio clips, all with different styles and opportunities for different comedic or emotional scenes. So it's not surprising she also used the character sheet itself to continue to present these two creative characters to us in unique new ways. I especially appreciate all this effort they put into showing us these different kinds of scenes, because one of their characters is literally just a book. It was going to be hard to show off their style and personality with their physical limitations, but Viper Darkness went above and beyond. A super fun animation with super creative characters.
Your smile and your style and your faith and your joy and your humanity.
Next up, the best dialogue in a scene. When these characters are going to be chatting, you want them to have something important to say. Whether it's for world building, exposition, character establishment, or just for entertainment purposes. What they say matters, and my favorite dialogue comes from... The dialogue for the scene is so well done, hitting all the points I just made right on the head, and it's even more impressive that 1. This dialogue isn't from a pre-existing show or video game. Ian W. Price voices the character Theron, and absolutely crushes it.
Whoa, hey, relax. I'm not here to eat you.
Like, it's so well done with the pacing and emotions of all of it. I literally thought this audio was from like a professionally done show or anime or something. And what's even more impressive, 2, Panu, the second character in the scene, is mute. Panu's intentions come across so clearly, thanks to the expertly designed facial expressions and body motions Animal of the Elements have animated for this video. It feels like the two men are having a real conversation, despite the fact one of them is mute. Theron makes his chef profession clear with how he lavishes over the intricate ways he's cooked the breakfast, showing us his personality and a clear range of emotions throughout this tense meeting, and drops some in-universe lore and establishment and makes it all sound so natural in the dialogue too.
No, I didn't use any demon meat. You think I'd just feed that to anybody?
A fantastic scene with fantastic dialogue that is a perfect example of how every word can be used to strengthen the characters and the world around them. Next up, best dialogue-less scene. Not every animation is a conversation. Some people opt for no spoken words, which is a whole new challenge in and of itself. How do you establish your characters and world without that easy shorthand of having a character explaining it verbally? It requires clear, easy-to-follow animations and still has to be entertaining to watch. In my opinion, the best example of this is... Bladova has done something so beautiful here with their animation. First of all, gorgeous art style. Like, absolutely stunning. I live for this kind of thing. Like, Franbo, Little Misfortune, Fear and Hunger type of style with the soft shading and details. Really beautiful. But yeah, like I said, no dialogue in this one, and yet every single part of the story here is perfectly explained and laid out for you. First of all, you see the character sheet and see deceased and missing, so going in you have an idea that something is going to happen to these two. We see them meet, we see them together, the bad news gets delivered, bam, funeral. Their relationship and the heartbreak is clear as day, but what makes the entry stand out from the crowd is how well the time travel concept is displayed at the end. It's so clear even if you missed that part in their character sheet beforehand. Introducing just character personalities and a relationship dynamic is already one thing without the use of dialogue. To set up a magical or fantastical element on top of that too, that's a lot harder to do. You need a really clear way to display that concept of what your magic is doing, and the use of the stopwatch does this perfectly. It's clear, it's precise, it's perfectly timed with the song, it's extremely well done. Next up, best pacing. Whether you have dialogue or not, knowing when things need to pick up and knowing when things need to slow down is an intricate dance that not even professional movies and shows get right sometimes. Pacing requires patience, and one submission really impressed me with the pacing of their animation. The setup for the scene is shockingly simple, but I think it's that stark simplicity that makes it carry so much weight. The mounting sound of destruction to introduce us to Onslaught before Pursuit brings it back to reality hints at deeper depths for its character. But what really takes my breath away is the use of pure silence between lines.
Does it trouble you? Being so feared and hated.
The tension is palpable. You can feel the unease in Pursuit's voice as she just has to painstakingly wait for Onslaught to finally make up its mind. It's legitimately nail-biting. I can't help but hold my breath as I anxiously wait for the lines of dialogue, on the edge of my seat to hear Onslaught's response. Oftentimes we'll criticize shows for having long gaps between dialogue, and that can be a problem, so it takes a lot of extra care and precision to have a long gap between dialogue and know how long it needs to be before someone finally follows it up. Junk pairs that concept so well with the staging of the characters. Onslaught turns away in Pursuit desperately staring after it. A stunning submission that really caught me off guard.
Now it gives me a warm little feeling inside.
Next up, the most poignant scene. I wasn't exactly sure how I wanted to word this one. I'm not really even sure poignant is the word to describe what I'm talking about. The scene that stuck with me the most. Something powerful with its premise that really inspires me. First of all, the soft, gentle, lovely colors of the characters and the world in this animation is so gorgeous. It really sets the mood before the characters even start to speak. The audio choice is super creative to me too. It's an excerpt from a book called The Song of Achilles, and rather than use the official audiobook audio, Ahiru and her friend recorded their own voices, and I think it's done so amazingly. I listened to the original audiobook's version of this moment, and I gotta say, Ahiru's version has so much more emotion in it. It's that slight pause right before Octavia says, "and happy."
I know, they never let you be famous and happy.
You can really feel the pain, the sorrow, the doubt inside of Octavia. Ahiru's friend did such a great job. It's not just Octavia too. Alice's optimism is infectious. I can see how she inspires Octavia. Her spirit, her drive, it makes me want to believe in her too.
I'll tell you a secret. Tell me. I'm going to be the first.
This one really stuck with me. It impresses me so much. The beautiful audio choice, the emotional voice acting, the gentle moment the scene takes place in, it's all so lovely. I cannot express it enough.
I swear it.
For our next winner, I want to give special love to the 2D animations. A classic. So many amazing entries utilized 2D animation. A difficult skill to master. It requires a lot of time and effort, and not everyone has the patience to figure it out. But the winner of this category did something so unique, it really pops out to me.
To my life, and the teenage robot, story of my life, and the teenage robot.
This animation is so dang friggin' smooth. The expressiveness of the characters, the squash and stretch on their eyes and mouths to make their expressions, the bouncy, fun flow of the art style is so freaking cool. And so imagine my surprise when Fen revealed she animated this with live 2D? Live 2D? Like, the thing that people use to make VTuber rigs? You animated with it? That's possible? It definitely explains the buttery smooth flow to the animation. I have hyper limited understanding of how live 2D works, but I've seen enough VTuber models to understand that this is generally constructed like an elaborate paper puppet. Honestly, not too dissimilar to shows like Ever After High and how they animate their character models. But I think live 2D is the way of the future for animation, because this brings a new sense of life to the models. On top of that, it helps that Fen's art style is so punchy and cool. Sim and Assist have fun, unique designs. I love the little details on the backpack wiggling around with how much Assist is moving. It's such a nice extra layer of pizzazz. The scene is super fun. I love these characters and their dynamic. Sim has an infectious personality, and I would love to see a lot more of this duo.
Sim, are you upset? That is good. You're meant to feel emotions, just like
Yeah, we're leaving now.
Now that we've covered our love for 2D, let's not sleep on the 3D animations. A whole different set of pros and cons compared to 2D animating. The benefit that the characters will always look the same, so you can go all out with the intricate details of their designs, but also the added challenge of utilizing a full 3D space. Again, so many amazing entries for this category, but this one in particular really won me over.
Cooking by the book, then you'll have
Right off the bat, super impressive voice acting work for both Briar and Maya. River explained that he performed the lines, then put them into a software that basically pitches them to sound more feminine, and it's really cool and a smart way of doing that.
Maya, I know how to cook stew.
Humor me, please?
It's impressive that both girls sound different, and it's not just because Maya's voice is a higher pitch than Briar's. River's performance for the two of them carries a different style between the girls, and it's really well done. Onto the animation, it's a great example of a seemingly simple scene that gives us plenty of moments to let the characters bounce off each other and play around with the wacky antics of the setting. We also hint towards Briar's more magical moveset and get to show off her weapon, despite the fact they don't engage in combat in this scene. It's clever and implemented really naturally into the moment. Also, as someone who's dabbled with 3D animating before, the fluidity of the characters' movements are super impressive. I was convinced River used motion capture somehow, but he's confirmed no mocap was used. That level of fluidity and detail takes so much time and patience, especially with a smaller, slower scene like this. It's easy to cheat that sort of stuff during an action scene where characters are whizzing around at top speeds, action effects fill the screen, etc, etc. Little moments where the characters can't hide behind those things are arguably a lot harder to do with 3D animation, and River has done an absolutely phenomenal job with it here.
Oh my god, what happened?
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Next up, shout out to the unsung heroes in animation, the backgrounds. It sounds so easy, right? But I guarantee every single person who's ever attempted art will tell you that drawing the background to a scene is an actual nightmare. Anyways, it takes a lot of effort to really jazz up the background for your scenes and to give it life and dimension and a personality. And there was a surprising amount of super phenomenal background designs for the submissions. But there is one that I really think deserves special attention. Nep's animation was already quite the spectacle to behold, because it has a freaking underwater scene, and any animator ever will tell you, underwater animation is hard, and Nep didn't pull any punches here either. Mako's long hair and see-through limbs, Mahi's flowing hair and skirt, Nep already went above and beyond when they chose to animate these characters, but on top of that, they made the ocean look so magical. You really get a great sense of the depths of the water, the intricate sea life found there, the swirling tornado of a school of fish. It was already a huge challenge to animate an underwater scene, but Nep goes so above and beyond and made the wonderful underwater world just as powerful and intricate as her characters. Absolutely stunning. And now it's time for our final winner. This one is the most unique submission. Its art style, its concept. This is the one that really did something so creative and different. It's impossible not to marvel at its final submission. The winner is... Cat with a Knife approached this challenge in such a fascinating, unique way. I honestly can't believe how many different ideas are at play here. First and foremost, blending multiple different styles of animation together for this. Using 2D designs for the characters to display a sense of something happening in the past, mixed with the current day 3D models. Ebenezer is clearly recognizable between the different mediums, and the 3D does wonders for Mortimer's more skeletal looking face. Playing around with the lighting and the backgrounds, again blending 3D and 2D together. There's so much going on too. You get a super clear sense of the story at play here, not only the one presented with Ebenezer's dark deal, but also hitting on the larger concepts for this world. And it's all timed so dang perfectly with the 10 out of 10 song choice too. Cat with a Knife really pushed the limits with different mediums she utilized here, and gave us an incredibly memorable piece. special shout out to these 10 winners, but don't get me wrong, everyone's submissions were really cool and impressive this year. I had a lot of fun with everyone's characters, and believe me, it was not easy trying to narrow things down to choose the winners. If you want to see everyone's submissions, and I highly recommend you do, there's a link to the full compilation in the description and in the iCard. Also, if someone's animation really stands out to you, leave a comment, and also make sure to go to their socials that they list on their character sheets, and show them a ton of love over on their personal socials too. I'm sure they would love it and really appreciate your support. Huge thank you to everyone who participated this year and helped us raise money for the Trevor Project. This truly could not have all happened without all of you, and you're all amazing. Speaking of amazing, shout out to my $10 patrons: Andrew, Valhalla Knight, Chamomile, Classy Critic, Noah Perkins, Sunny Shy, Jake, Amber, Hype Man, Isaiah, Scaring Crows, Not All That Evil, Holly, Boy Howdy Boy, Jacob, Ben Sketchbook, Rain, Omega Fighter, Trash, Wild Pilot, Josh, Twisty, Juan, Bunkin Duncan, Lycan99, Hoodie Angel, Ranger, Hut Mutt Butt, Cloudy Days, The Enigma, C1 Trooper, Sean, Primo Rune, Steve, and Overhypin'. I hope you had fun with this year's OC Animation Challenge. If you want to see another one next year, let me know. I have an idea of what I want to do, but let me know what you're thinking, and of course, show so much love and appreciation to not only the 10 winners I've listed off here, but to everyone who participated in the OC Animation Challenge. Everyone was so cool and creative, and it's not easy showing off an original character. I love what everyone's done, and I appreciate you all so much. So yeah, any and all thoughts and opinions, leave them down in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.